Oh yeah, friends and fam, welcome back to another episode of Captain Coleslaw Outdoors with yours truly. So today, we're going on a late summer mushroom forage. So basically, most of the summer, we've been focusing on fishing and a little bit of the summer shooting, but the heat has really not been good for foraging because there was a lot of drought, to be honest with you, and the mushroom growth isn't great. But fall is the time to hunt mushrooms because now you start to get increased moisture content with rains and cooling temps. So those rains fall, but then they don't evaporate as quick. So over the entire forest floor, there's a plethora of fungi growing now than at any point in the year. This summer has basically been a drought, but this past week we have received over 5 inches of rain, and it's a completely different forest. More mosquitoes, more humidity, and hopefully more fungi. And we are looking for oak trees, which they really tend to favor. And then if we can find oak trees that are in real shaded pit areas, like maybe on a north slope, or maybe there's a creek running next to it where there's a lot of water, that's gonna be the places we want to target when trying to find these mushrooms. Now, they're not very visible at all. I mean, right now you can't see much of anything mushroom wise, but as we keep looking, more things are going to be discovered as we move slowly. So we're just going to keep moving through these woods here and see what we can find as we go. I got a good oak tree right here. Check this out. This baby right here. Here's a red oak. And that's what we've been looking for. We're looking for these red oak trees. We're gonna scour this guy. The thing about hunting these mushrooms in this late summer, early fall almost, is it's so dark in these woods. It's so dark. All the trees are fully fledged, and it's just really, really hard to see the forest floor. So we're gonna work slow. We're gonna scour this area. We're gonna see if we can't find something here. Oh my gosh, guys, I think we found a first edible mushroom. Oh my gosh. These are not edible. Those are shelf fungus. You should not eat those. So these things are actually digesting the wood of this dying hickory tree. And this does not eat well, so do not touch it. But over here, oh yeah, baby, look at this. So this is chicken of the woods right here, and apparently this is an extremely edible mushroom. It's not a huge specimen, but you know what? I'm only feeding me, and time is limited, so I'm actually gonna cut this one off the tree here and put it in my bag, and we're gonna go keep trying to find some more. All right, let's go see what else we can find. So I have not been able to find a whole lot of oak back in this grove that we're hunting mushrooms right now, but this chicken of the woods glows like a traffic beacon. And I mean, they're not big ones, but they're definitely something. So guys, there's something real big, real prevalent back here, but I'm not entirely sure what it is. Guys, check out these babies here. I'm not even sure what these are. So the thing about this is, if you don't know what the mushroom is, just don't go diving in and picking it. Like I said, we only came out here looking for a very select few types of mushrooms, and if you know what they are, great, and if you don't, just don't eat them. We got a whole slew of it here on this dead tree here. And then if you look over this way, there's a whole lot more of it up there. That is a lot of fungi in one place. But we got to be careful because we don't know specifically what it is, and we're not going to just go diving in and risking it. I'm going to have to look this up, and then I can come back out here and harvest it. There's something over there too I want to go take a look at. Oh my gosh! I'm glad I came over here and looked. Look at this. Oh my. Oh yes. Now this is what we came for. Chicken of the Woods is on fire. This spot is so good. I'm gonna mark this with a waypoint. We need this stuff. Sweet. We're eating tonight, boys. We're eating tonight. Let's go. Guys, this is mushroom hunt. This stuff is some of the best eating mushroom you can get at this time of the year. And now that it's been picked, look at this. Look at these 2 piles of this. This is more than enough. We're actually gonna take this, we're gonna go clean it off, we're gonna go make sure we get all the bugs and dirt out of it, and we're gonna cook ourselves up some delicious chicken of the woods, and we're gonna let you know how it tastes. So, on that note, let's get the heck out of these woods and let's go see just how good these things taste. Oh yeah, we're back. It is the day after we found those chicken of the woods, and we are drying them out actually out here on the porch. Take a look at these babies. Oh yeah, that's the stuff right there, fellas. So now that we've dried them out, I'm actually gonna vacuum seal a bunch of these and put them in my freezer for later use. But we are gonna do, as promised, a little catch and cook action with these babies. We are going to make a spicy chicken sandwich with chicken of the woods versus real chicken. So let's get inside. Let me show you how we're gonna do it. All right, y'all, here's the juice. Here's what we need in order to make these spicy chicken sandwiches. So I have about 3-4 ounces of sulfurous chicken of the woods here. And then we need a dry batter and a wet batter. So we'll mix the dry, dip the chicken in the wet, roll it in the dry, and then fry it. So in order to make our wet batter, you need about a cup of milk and 2 to 3 eggs. Milk is optional, but if you don't have a whole lot of eggs, milk works perfectly fine in that dipping. For our dry batter, we need all-purpose flour, ground red pepper, paprika, and I'm gonna throw in a little bit of basil leaves and some garlic powder, and that'll make the dry batter. Mix the chicken of the woods into the wet, make sure it soaks it up nice and damp. Then we'll take our dry ingredients and roll the chicken of the woods in that, and then in a skillet, like this guy, we will fry the battered mushroom in extra virgin olive oil and butter, which is a great frying combination. We'll fry her up, and then we'll put that on some bread with some ketchup and a tomato, and we'll see how it tastes. So let's put it together. There you go, you got yourself the wet batter. And just for kicks and giggles, we will start soaking a frond of this chicken of the woods in the liquid right now. All right, so now that we have our liquid and powder batters complete, we're going to take this combination and we're gonna fry it into the pan with the butter and the oil, and then we're gonna make a sandwich and we're gonna see how it tastes. So let's fry these babies up. This is the fun part. So another thing I want you guys to note, so here's a frond of this chicken of the woods here. You can tell that this is chicken of the woods, for one, because of the very bright orange and almost ringed coloration as it has, as those growth rings extend from where the base is outward. But on the bottom, there's a very telltale color, this sulfurous yellow that this chicken of the woods is associated with. That way you know you're not eating something you shouldn't supposed to be eating. And in addition, the bottom of these mushrooms, which this is a type of shelf mushroom, these guys produce their spores, which fall out the bottom of the mushroom as it hangs horizontally on a branch or a log or whatever. That's where the spores, which are basically the seeds, come out of this thing. When you look at the bottom of the chicken of the woods, it has a bunch of millions and millions of tiny little pores, and that's where the spores of this specific type of mushroom fall out of. A lot of mushrooms have gills, like gills you'd see on a fish. They're slits, and it's a very telltale way of determining that this is chicken of the woods because it's porous and not veined. If it's veined, don't eat it. It's probably gonna make you sick. Listen, all y'all, this looks delectable. Salt and pepper added. I think we're gonna have ourselves a feast. Craziest part of this whole thing. So this is not something I cultivated, not something I went out there and knew the presence of. This is a wild mushroom, and it is looking like something you could get out of a store. It's unbelievable. So the way I'm gonna do this is I have some just obviously plain chicken of the woods here fried up. And then we're gonna eat it as if you were to eat a chicken sandwich with tomato and ketchup that you would get from a store. First part, let's just try the lone chicken of the woods fried, salt and pepper. Make the sandwich here for the second trial. All right, fried chicken of the woods, first bite. Oh my God, that is so good. Wow. If you were a vegetarian, but you wanted something meaty, something that tasted like chicken or tasted like poultry, this mushroom is on the spot, on par. This is unbelievable. You want to talk about delicious? Oh my gosh. That is so phenomenal. The consistency of it is like a chicken. That's what blows me away. This don't even taste like a mushroom. This is very unique. Wow, I thought the morels were good, but you could fry this thing up and feel like you're eating McDonald's out of the woods. All right, so before we get too full on the mushroom nuggets, let's try this sandwich out. Same thing, but we got ketchup and I've got tomato on here as well. First bite. Holy moly. That's enough to make you feel like a genius right there. Guys, that is why it pays to learn a little bit about your surrounding environment and the things that you have around you. Because coming from the wilderness, this sustainably harvested is a seasonal treat that is just as good as anything else you might eat out of the deciduous forests around here. Man, I feel like I hit the jackpot by finding these. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Captain Coleslaw Outdoors. Like and subscribe if you like the foraging and catch and cook action surrounded with these mushrooms. I'm gonna eat this whole plate. I am stoked. But until next time, fellas, shoot straight, stay strong, and that's it. I'll see you guys on the next one.